Van here with Van Life Biker Show. Smash that like, give me a sub, and share, guys. Let's build this channel. Appreciate your support. Hey guys, it's your boy Van here. We got some weights in on the van. And to be honest, I don't know. I knew I was getting close, but as you can see here, we still got 870 pounds I can still put in the van. And I wanted to leave about 500 pounds for tongue weight to pull a trailer. So that puts me less than 400 pounds that we're working with. And I don't know, I can do a couple things to cut a little weight, and that'll allow me to add a little more weight. Also filled the freshwater tank, which you shouldn't be riding around with water in the tank because it sloshes around, but I wanted to add that extra weight. I had the tank filled anyway. Instead of draining it, I just left it and figured that'll put me up a little bit extra, and I can always drain that, and it will add a little extra weight. I don't have any water in the water tank, so that's 20 gallons, and I would like to keep that full. The tank is, I believe, 42 or something like that. I just added 40 at 8.3 pounds per gallon and came up with that number. But wanted to go over these weights. A lot of people don't know how to do this, and you know, they get confused, or you know, I want to think that they want to be legal. So you know, we're going to go over these numbers, and this is mainly for commercial vehicles, but at a worst case scenario, if you were in a major accident and killed somebody and you were way over the manufacturer's recommendations on weight, you know, and it got into a big lawsuit, this would definitely play a big factor. So I want to be legal and on the up and up. Odds of getting caught of being overweight, I think, are pretty slim, but if you're legal, then you got nothing to hide. So it's kind of where I'm at. So this is a Sprinter, as most of you know if you haven't subbed to the channel and followed along. This is a 2006 Sprinter. And over there on the box, basically, that it sets on the opposite side up against the door over there, you'll see the tag, and the tag says these numbers for the front axle and the rear axle. I should have wrote those down, guys, but I didn't. Actually, I did. So here's my front and rear axle. So the total comes up to the 9220 of what each axle will hold. But there's also a maximum weight of 8550, guys. So these numbers, the axles are capable of carrying this much weight, but I believe that, you know, they keep it under just for a little insurance policy for themselves as well, if something was to get into a major lawsuit. So, you know, these numbers, you know, allow you to shift weight from front to back. You know, you can't carry as much up front, of course. You got the motor up front, so keep that in mind. 8550 is our maximum weight, and our axle weights need to be under these numbers. And all that information is over there on the side of your seat, that box that you set on. So my particular weights came in at 7680. So we took the 8550, the maximum weight, subtracted that, so that's where it came up with the 870 total. So our steers, which is what they call it in the truck driving industry, so our steer, they're at 3480, and then our drive axle is the rear axle at 4200. So we did the math on those, and we came up with the 380 and 1160. So there's, you know, the difference there. I can you know, still put a lot more weight back there in the rear, but our total weight, we still can't go over the 870. So, you know, with the water in mind as well with myself. But you know, this gives you guys kind of an idea. If you're doing a van build, you can go back on other shows I did in the past and kind of watch this build from day one, so you can kind of see how much weight I have in here. I used birch plywood. The decking for the bed in the back. I guess I'll call it the bed platform. The top of that I used 3/4. Of course, that's a lot heavier than the 1/2 inch. And the actual fascia up against it there where the steps are, and possibly the steps, I want to say too, maybe. I used 3/4. I probably did. But the rest, everything else, anything else you've seen is all 1/2 inch birch. So, you know, keep that in mind. Different weights there. We've got a full-size fridge. We'll give you guys a quick peek. But about a full size as you can get in a van. Washer, dryer. We got a television there. You're looking at the back of it. You know, they're your typical sink and cabinet there. And there is a 20-gallon tank water heater back there on the other side of the washer and dryer. And your typical RV 3-burner stove with an oven underneath. So I think that about sums it up. Oh, we also have a microwave right here above the passenger seat here. And then the bed platforms, I had one of the beds in here at this weight and one mattress. So the other bed, you guys seen those of you who've been following. I'm going to guess those things are, you know, probably 75 pounds with the bed and the mattress. They're pretty stout. They're pretty heavy. They're made with hardwood, so I wouldn't really be surprised if that's 100 pounds right there by itself. So with a passenger, guys, I'm really pushing it. So what I'm thinking about doing, one of the many things we can do to lighten things up is when we did this rack here, as you guys can see, I used a ladder rack because I didn't want to penetrate the roof with screws and stuff, putting the solar panels and stuff in. And we used Unistrut. So see, this strut here is where the AC unit is I installed up there. And really it's not being utilized. And since I'm getting pretty close to maximum weight, we're not really going to be able to utilize it to carry anything anyway. So I got the 3-bar system. Ladder rack, so I can remove that front one there. So I'm planning on taking that out and some of this Unistrut back here to the last solar panel there I got mounted right behind the AC unit. Move this guy back up to here, and with that Unistrut out of there and the actual mount, I think that's probably 50 pounds, something like that. So definitely be worth taking out. So we're going to probably do that in the future, you know, and we'll play with the water tank. Like I say, I had that filled up when the day I had it weighed, so I can drain most of that. I would like to keep the water heater full just for, you know, keeping air out of it and things like that. So I'll probably fill the water heater and maybe keep 5-10 gallons in the tank or something. So that's good enough for actually traveling from place to place. And we won't get a whole lot of wish-wash, we'll call it, you know, with the water swaying back and forth and throwing the van all over the road. As long as you don't have too much, I wouldn't think that it would have too much of an effect. And, you know, you always want a little running water anyway, or some source of water, even if it's just a gallon jug. If you want to run completely empty, I could do that as well, and maybe keep a gallon jug empty, or some water bottles or something in the fridge, which I'll probably do as well. But I just wanted to kind of go over this stuff with you. The CAT scale, I would say also, you might want to call that number. These guys are official legit. They're the certified guys. So if you can find a CAT scale, you can go to a truck stop. They'll ask for your truck number and things like that, tag number, your trailer number. You know, just say private. You don't work for anybody in particular, so just say private when they ask you on the speaker. And what you want to do is pull up on the scale first. I made that mistake. The trucking companies have accounts and things like that. So there is actually an app that you can download too with CAT scales. So you could do it with an app and you wouldn't even have to go inside. But you know, I'm not going to be using the app all the time, so I was just going to pay cash, which is what I did. So you want to pull up on the scale first, so you don't make the same mistake I did, and then get out the vehicle. You'll be standing on that last scale where your steers are, and there's a button there that you want to push, and somebody will come on to the intercom and ask you the questions they want to know. And what company, like I say, private, just to explain to them what you're doing, and they'll get your weights dialed in for you, and then you got a piece of paper showing before you take off on your trip, and you know, if you want to do it every time. But I'm probably going to do it this time. I just wanted to see where it was on my build. You guys probably want to do the same before you know, once you start getting to the end of your build, you know, maybe check in to see if you want to start cutting back on weight, or maybe you can add some more. So this is why I did it now. I plan on pulling a trailer from time to time, so I kind of want to keep a 500-pound insurance there. Definitely, you know, on the rear we're still plenty good. Let's see what it was, 1,160 pounds. So all of the 860 I could you know, figure with that in the rear, which is where our tongue weight's going to be if we put a trailer on that rear hitch. So the 500, and then we got the 370. I could put all of that, basically figuring it on the rear. We're plenty good. These sprinters are, you know, made to carry a lot of weight. They really don't do that great with trailer weight as far as pulling power, and from what I've researched, it's just the frame of the van, actually. Like a Ford or other makes, they have just a lot of bigger, stout frame. So these guys are made for cargo weight, not so much pulling weight. So trailer weight, it's only 5,000 pounds. And then it's 500 pounds, I believe. Yeah, I want to say it's 500. You'd have to look it up in your manual, but this is 3/4 ton. So I want to carry, you know, the horse trailer with the Harley in it, and possibly a utility trailer that I can actually get a little compact car on. So that will be my maximum, because the car is about 3,000 pounds, and the trailer, I'm going to say probably around 17. It's about 17 feet, so that's always a pretty good ballpark figure. For like a flatbed trailer. If it's 17 feet, you figure 100 pounds a foot. So all that will be confirmed once again with these guys. So I will probably load the car up and take it up there, because that'll be the heavier of the two, besides the motorcycle and the horse trailer. So if I can get the car by, I know I'm pretty much good. That's the maximum that I'll be pulling. Also, I did fill up with a full tank of gas. That should have been included in the 8550 from the factory. Something else that would not have been included was the propane tank, guys. So I did get the propane tank filled up, so that was maximum weight as far as what the van would weigh. So I was just trying to stuff the van with pretty much what I'm going to weigh at the end here. So we wanted to get the tanks filled and be at the maximum capacity with everything as far as that goes. So, and I left that water in the tank. Like I say, I was kind of thinking, well, it, you know, kind of act as the trailer, because it's kind of towards the rear of the van. So tongue weight, they say 10 to 15% usually. If you're pulling a 5,000 pound trailer, it will probably be around 500 pounds. That's the 10%, and then 15 would be half of that. So around 750 possibly on the high end. So that's why I definitely want to leave a 500 pound insurance on this 8550. So the 550 would be great. If I could total coming in around 8,000, I'd be probably pretty happy, because you can always play around with a little trailer on weight on a trailer too. You want that tongue weight though, at least 10%. Otherwise your trailer will start doing this. You ever seen somebody going down the road and the trailer starts weaving like that? It's because they don't have enough tongue weight. So you at least want 10% of what you're hauling on your hitch back there. So all right, guys, I hope you guys really truly learned something from this. I am a CDL truck driver as well. I do not drive anymore presently, but I drove for years. I still hold the CDL, but it is not active. What you do basically, you have to go for a DOT physical, and it's just money if I want to keep it active, and I'm no longer driving, so I skip the DOT physical and I just keep it active. I could use it privately, but I can't drive for somebody. If I want to drive for somebody, I need to go in for a DOT physical and pass the DOT physical, and then they'll activate my actual commercial side of the license so I could actually drive somebody for somebody to make money. But I know my stuff as far as that industry goes, so I know what I'm talking about as far as these weights, and I want to put out good information as usual. You guys pretty much know I do my best to put out great information. If you're getting it from me, it's pretty much facts. I got the stuff to back it up always, so you've got a good channel going here. I maybe a little too serious, maybe should joke a little more, make it a little more interesting, and make it a little fun, and we probably will get into that when we start getting into a little bit more traveling, of course. But when we're doing business, I'm all about business. That's how you got to be. So till next time, guys, thanks for everything you do. Shout out to Bean. Gosh, Bean, I know you're probably watching. He's a new subscriber. He just subscribed to the channel, and he's got a new channel that he's getting ready to start. He just purchased a 2006 Sprinter, just like mine, but it's a longer version. So congrats to you, Peter. His first name's Peter. He'll be starting a new channel soon. I wanted to do a shout out so you guys could subscribe to his channel. But I don't believe he started it yet. He just purchased the van yesterday, and him and his wife are going to be doing a build on it, and that's awesome. I'll be helping him along the way every bit I can, just like everybody else. Always any questions, leave them down in the comments. So like, subscribe, and you know, hope you guys learned something. And you know, riding around illegal, it's like I say, odds are you probably won't get caught, but if you were in a major accident, you're definitely going to wish that you were weighing correctly. So make sure your axles are right and your overall weight is right, and you got nothing to hide. So ride with style and happy and no worries. Till next time, love you guys. Be safe. Peace.